We will now call to order the regular meeting for the City of Portola City Council. Would you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, Leslie, roll call, please.
Councilmember Wilson. Councilmember Weaver.
Here.
Councilmember McBride.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem LaRue.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for public comments, and this will be for anything that is not on the agenda this evening. Does anyone have anything they'd like to talk about? Complain about?
You can just stand
Or
up
have
there.
good things to
You can
say?
just stand up there.
I'm uncomfortable here. I'm Larry Douglas, and I've been doing business as a High Sierra Community Development Center in Plymouth County. In the city of Portola, I am not considered business by the municipal code. In December of 2010, the Portola City Council disavowed any formal relationship with my business. They were concerned that we might represent city policy or policies. We were volunteering to implement a policy by general plan and to support local business and community. The city anticipated litigation from my correspondence with them in SCORE over a year ago. They are again anticipating litigation because I tried to have Mayor Marks work as a mediator, and it seems that nothing has happened. So I'm looking at whether getting the litigation first is you'll be exposed in the press. I've asked Mayor Marks to mediate our differences without scandal, and you're anticipating a scandal that has been building since 2005. In 2005, a Portola reporter had been covering city council meetings for 8 years and wrote an editorial, "What is the cost of freedom of speech?" She did not like the distasteful situation that was taking place in City Hall. This reporter exercised the free press at the cost of the freedom of the press. After my recall, the local press was resolved to keep a lid on it. I followed their advice for a number of years. The charge of religious harassment made by the staff has turned into the same charge against them, which would cost the city millions of dollars and an embarrassment to the world of progress. I use the Freedom of Information and the intent of the Public Records Act to inform the public information that was considered important. The city used funds of the Irma report. I disclosed that Mr. Murphy had applied for the city manager's job in Susanville and blamed me for his not getting the position. I wish he got the job. We may not have had the city goal to poison Lake Davis or to restore Lake Davis water treatment plant. We may have had a city that was pro-business rather than pro-government. The press has kept a lid on the information that should be public concerning the conduct and professionalism of Mr. Murphy. His employment and the conduct of the council and staff has put the city in trouble. A scandal is looming.
Thank you, Larry. I got your paperwork, and we actually do have that, so the more streamlined version, which I asked you for, so thank you for that.
Okay.
Maurice?
My name is Maurice Willis, and I'm from the Grizzly Lake Community Resort down there. And what I'd like to see is for the city, the residents, the system out there at Gallagher, all come together and work together. I think we're hurting one another by not helping one another. And I believe that when I'm speaking of it, you guys, people's working, and the residents of the city, we'll never be able to get nothing solved unless we work together. And I believe we're at that point right now where we can all work together and make something out of this. We're willing to pitch in and help. So if you need any help, this is the staff that council all of us.
My name's Ken Thibodeau, and that says it all. 1,100 ballots mailed, only 490 returned. We have to get people involved in this city. And with that, even less than half were returned. And I don't know, it was such a close election, the city is so divided, we got to get the city back together. somehow. And I don't know how. Hopefully, you council members will work something out. And I'm putting it on you. So thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Would anybody else like to say anything before we close the public comment? Well, I appreciate those were very good comments. Thank you. Thank you. I think change is good, change is hard, but I think that getting focused and united is a really good thing right now. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll move to city communications and city council committee reports. I always mess up on this. All right, standing committees, finance and administration.
Yes, we did meet, and basically it was just a discussion of the contracts that we have with the sheriff's office and with the finance and the other contracts the city has, but there's no action been taken at this point. We're just still working on it.
Thank you, John. And the infrastructure. Nothing there. Community development.
Nothing on that
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay. And how about LAFCO?
Yes, LAFCO met on Monday, and the only item on the agenda that we acted on was the preliminary budget for the following year, and the contribution from city and county will remain the same as the previous year, so it didn't change, which is a good thing. At least it didn't go up.
That's a good thing. That is good. All right. How about, SCORE? No SCORE. Okay. And the Transportation Commission?
They don't meet until next month,
All right. And deal?
and they don't meet until Lord knows when.
Well, that's a good
Only
deal.
2 or 3 times a year do they meet, and we're never quite sure when that is.
Okay.
It's kind of contact us, so.
It's always a surprise.
Yeah.
All right. How about the Airport Land Use Commission?
Haven't had a meeting yet, but we've got one tentatively scheduled for the 18th.
Thank you, Bill. And Integrated Waste Management Board.
We did have a meeting. We had representatives from Cal Recycle came and gave a presentation on the mandatory commercial recycling law that takes effect on July 1st. The next day, they came to City Hall too and met with city staff and met disposal staff. But I think we're well ahead of most people on our mandatory recycling for the commercials, so we're okay.
Good. Thank you. How about the abandoned vehicle abatement?
Have not had a meeting, but there is a new contract out, and Heidi is supposed to be sending the contract over to me for signature. I haven't looked at it yet.
Thank you. And does anybody know anything about the Plumas County General Plan? Done?
I think they're
Yeah, they're done, they've been done for a month.
Okay, then we'll take that off the sheet. Okay. All right. Leslie, city manager's report. No, I refuse. I wrote it down. Don't forget Leslie. I wrote it on my paper.
Well, as everybody probably knows, because if you saw the paper today, the city did acquire a fire truck, new to us fire truck, free of charge. And some of the firemen went down and picked it up from Southern California, and it's back, and there was a picture of it in the paper today, and I think in all, we did pretty well on that, because it didn't cost us very much money. And we do now have a new pool manager, Jennifer Condolet. So we found somebody near, and she has all the qualifications we need, and she's already come in and done some things, and is going to meet with Joe, the last pool manager, on Thursday here at City Hall. So
She knows how to swim, right?
she does know how to swim, and she knows how to teach people to swim. We have a budget workshop scheduled for Wednesday, May 2nd at 3 o'clock. Don't write it down. We need, due to scheduling difference, I don't know, staff and scheduling, it's been hard lately. We need to change it to, how about May 4th, Friday at 3 o'clock?
Can we write that down?
You're gone? When are you here?
Thursday?
When are you here then, around then? Are you here Thursday?
Thursday.
But John, what time do you have to be out of here by? You're okay?
Yeah, Thursday's okay.
How about Thursday the 3rd at 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good?
Thursday the 3rd.
All right.
3, let's do 3. Yes, I will follow that up, just wanted to make sure that worked out. And I'm sure everybody's seen that there've been some taggers around town the past few days. I don't know if it's Easter break, but we've cleaned up a lot. Public Works has been doing that. And I do know the Sheriff Department's working on it and maybe has some leads. So, I mean, we're all well aware there's a whole lot of it. Some on the Riverwalk that's really massive. And then the only other thing, I know everybody wants to talk about the treatment plant, or maybe not, but we still don't have the permit from the state. We're still waiting for that. I think if we don't, that we're probably gonna have to have a meeting with Plymouth County. The permit has to go to them because it's really their plant. So we still see emails going back and forth. And that's about all I have.
Okay.
And a lot of complaints about dogs around town, not just the barking bit, but nobody seems to want to take a pooper scooper with them. And I think that should be mandatory some way or another. Because I haven't walked in a pile of it yet, but several of my neighbors have, because the dogs go up and down the street, down Commercial, and they leave piles there. And I appreciate the fact that most of the people that do have dogs, most of them are on leash, and that's a good sign, but they need to take a pooper scooper with them also. That's enough for now.
We did have put a little article in the paper about animal control.
But nobody reads the paper anymore. Since I stopped delivering, nobody reads it.
Maybe Deborah.
I'll work on it.
Good girl, Deborah.
If I may inform the council on that new engine that we've acquired. After the Plymouth Avenue fire, we had the city council meeting, and Leslie and I had discussed trying to find other ways to provide a better quality of service to the residents of the city of Portola. This was an opportunity that just could not be passed. This engine drove all the way from San Bernardino County in Southern California without a single hiccup. It cost us $1, and all we had to do was put 4 rear tires on it to get it back. And my plan with this engine, most of the fire department have been working on it for the last week, is to turn this engine into an urban interface engine where it responds to all vehicle accidents and all rescue situations, because at this time, all of our extrication equipment for vehicle accidents is stored on both engines and a trailer. So everything has to go. This way, it's just one piece of equipment that will respond. And then after the fiscal year and the new budget, I'm going to hopefully be searching for other rescue equipment that we do not have that would come in handy and available to the city and other surrounding districts.
Thanks, Chief.
That's
great. Yeah.
How did you find it?
Assistant Chief Tom Forrester of Blue Sheriff Fire. He is a retired fire chief of Skywalker Ranch in Marin County. He has a great deal of many contacts throughout the entire state. And I would say it's about 8-10 months ago, he contacted me about this engine, said it was free to a good home. Well, they decided they were going to sell it. The only person that wanted to purchase it was very rude and annoying, and so they said, no, you're not going to purchase it, we'll give it away. And so they called me and they said, if you'd still like to have it, please, it's yours. And another fact, it is a Type 1 engine, which it seats 4 or more and can flow over 1,000 gallons a minute of water, whereas the engine I'm retiring is only a Type 2 engine, only seats 3, and granted it's only an 83, but it's not a 1968 either. So,
What kind of sweet gas mileage did you get on that thing?
I'm sorry?
What kind of sweet gas mileage did you get on that thing coming back from LA?
I haven't done the figures yet, but it does run. It's got plenty of horsepower. It runs like brand new.
Excellent. Good job.
It pays to be nice.
Not annoying.
Pays
Did
to
you
have
give
a good
Leslie-
staff, too.
Did you give Leslie a ride yet?
Not yet.
Okay, we want a picture of that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we'll move to the consent calendar. It's recommended that the consent calendar items be acted on simultaneously unless a council member requests separate discussion and/or action.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. All right. We're going to move to the election results. Conditioned upon certification of official canvass, which we did do. And you guys might have to help me through this.
I'll help.
Okay, Leslie, help me.
That's her job.
Thank you. Oh, good. Do it.
We did put
Do it,
this
girl.
on the agenda, hoping that we would be ready to do it tonight. And due to a great county board that I had, we were able to certify the results of the election this afternoon. So you have before you, it wasn't an agenda pack because it wasn't finished, a resolution that calls the facts of the election and declares the results. And attached to it is the official canvass of votes. There's some copies of them out there, and it's still up on the board as we did it. And so, as you can tell, we would first consider the adoption of this resolution by the council that's seated, and then we'll swear in the new council member, and he takes the seat and he can finish the rest of this meeting.
Why wasn't Dan here tonight? It's part of his job to be here.
I don't have that answer. So it's resolution 2121.
I make a motion, we accept resolution number 2121 with the new board member coming up.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Did you even get a second on
Oh,
that?
do we want a second?
Come on,
John, would you
council's
like a
falling
second?
apart.
No, it's called old age.
Older
Older age. Okay.
age.
All right, so I heard a second from John. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. All right.
Randy, we need help up here sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, you got 4.
Now you get
Yeah,
this.
you had 4. We're just okaying the results.
I think the movie should be done. You agree? I know, but
Okay.
this is first.
Oh, that's okay.
Come if you want.
Go on down there. Get your picture taken. Please.
Read it after me, or just want to raise your hand and read it? If I have to read it.
Hold it.
Do you want me to repeat what I'm not repeating after me, or want to go ahead and do it yourself?
I feel to solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion, and that I will and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. I didn't grab one.
One more.
Julie will get you.
Good luck.
Okay,
John, we do another roll call.
okay. Okay, so we will need to do another roll
Yes,
call.
we do
Leslie?
another roll call. Councilmember Olds.
Here.
Councilmember Weaver.
Here.
Councilmember McBride.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem LaRue.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here.
And now we just move forward.
Okay. So we'll move on to the order of business, number 9. First one is fire prevention posters. Consider approval for the placement of fire prevention posters on 2 city signs located on Highway 70. Discussion and possible action.
I don't know if there's anybody here. I thought maybe somebody from the Forest Service was gonna attend the meeting. We had a request from the Forest Service to go ahead and use there's signs on each end of Highway 70 at each end of town that say you have to remove your car from the streets for snow removal purposes that are up there. And the Forest Service has asked if we'd consider covering them up with those. blow-ups of the posters that the elementary children do for fire prevention, and I know they do in Gray Eagle. I'm sure everybody knows just what I'm talking about. I mean, truthfully, I told him sure, but let's tell the public that we're doing this because I think it's a good idea, and they've never asked before, and I kind of now go, why didn't we ever do that before? Because they do in Gray Eagle every year.
It's a great idea.
So, I think
One of our local children drew one of those posters that was elected to be put on our highways.
Yeah.
oh, is that why it would change? Okay. So, I mean, I think they should be able to do it every year.
I think so too. What's it gonna cost us?
It won't cost us. It won't cost us a
Wow,
thing.
that's great.
Yeah, they'll put them up with some help from Public Works, but it's not a huge big thing.
Another side job, bro.
Yeah. So I was hoping somebody from the Forest Service would be here, but, at least this way it gets in the paper too. I think just the consensus, I don't even think it needs a motion to go ahead.
I think it's very exciting.
I think it's great.
Except with the weather, the way it's been, it'd probably be just in August. Or maybe September.
Unfortunately, probably.
Okay. Next item is Safe Routes to Schools. Consider adoption of plans and specifications for the West Street Safe Routes to Schools project. And consider authorization for the city engineer to go out to bid on the project. Discussion and possible action.
And City Engineer Dan Bastian is here.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. You may recall that in 2007, the city, participated in a competitive grant process with the state. In our district, that's District 2, and I believe there were 6 others or 7 others that were attempting to get funding for the Safe Routes to Schools. We were awarded that grant money 4+ years ago, and it's taken that amount of time to get to this point where we have plans and specs that have been prepared, that we're ready to go out to bid. It's 100% fully federal dollars funded, so it's no expense to the city. However, it comes with all of the things that go along with federal dollars, which included a federal environmental document, and now we have specifications that require certain things to be accomplished in this project. And in particular, there's a requirement that you have underdeveloped business enterprises involved, or that the responsive low bidder include a good faith effort to show that they've met that goal. So there's more to it than what we would normally have to do under a separate California project contract. But the plans have been approved by the state, who act as the liaison for the federal government in this case. And so we've been authorized to move ahead. They've included their authorization that funding is available. And so we're at the point right now where I'd like to go out to a formal bidding process. The intent would be to begin the project, to open bids the first week of May, and to begin the project about the 18th of June, which is when the elementary school is out. There's, of course, summer school, and I talked to the principal, Ms. Marquette, and she's aware of what's going on in full favor of that time schedule. So it's a fairly short time schedule, about 2 months essentially. The project includes bike lanes on each side of the road from Joyway to the north, access into the school, not all the way around the backside, but the main entrance. Curb and gutter on both sides, sidewalk on one side, all the striping that goes along, 2 radar signs that announce what your speed is so that you can see what you're coming in at. And then potentially some solar lighting if the bids come in at the right amount and money's available for that. So that's in essence the project.
Sounds wonderful.
This project's been on the board for a long time. And it's really a critical project. They're getting the safe route for those kids to get to Carmichael School. Right now they have to walk on the highway.
That was a sales pitch. I went out there and took photos one day when we had snow along the side of the road, and so they were in the road.
Yeah.
And
So this is really a good project.
What made the difference.
Dan, on this page, amendment modification summary. I don't know what page number it is, but anyway, down at the bottom in the center, it says prepared in FADS. What is that?
That's, Heidi is the local liaison at the state, so I don't know what FADS is an acronym for, but basically, I submit the plans and specs, they review and make sure all of the components of the plans and specs are acceptable, then they ship them off to the next person, and then the next person, and then the next person. So I can't tell you what that
Sounds like federal government.
It stands for federal aid something. I'm guessing.
Would you find out for me what that is?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any questions or?
I had one, Dan. That $444,429, does that include the install of solar street lights, or is that $46,800 in addition to the 444 if they come under, or?
It includes the lighting. As you might, in my history here with the city, sometimes I'm always the low bid, but I expect that there'll be a couple below us, but I just didn't want to have a bid that didn't allow me some flexibility, but it does include the solar light, so there's a good chance that that'll happen.
Okay, cool.
Dan, is there a possibility that some of our local people can be involved in this?
I anticipated that, so in the letter, I pointed that out, that since it's federally funded 100%, there are requirements that prohibit any kind of favoritism locally at all.
I'm not talking favoritism, I'm just want our people to have a chance.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, you bet. Yeah, in fact, here's the process. It's in the paper today. I anticipate the council would approve it, and I have a short time schedule. And then what we do is I send out, or I ask Julie to send out notice to bidders. Basically, there's about 50 people that either have showed interest in other projects that we have, or I'm aware that they do this kind of work. In that list, though, is all of our locals. And I've talked to our local contractors, too, and told them that we're at this point. So they're aware of what's going on.
I knew you would do that, Dan, but I just had to ask. Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the permission to go to bid on this project.
Second.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Yeah, let's get it built.
Good job.
I can't believe we get better than built.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, Dan.
At least it was faster than the A15 project.
Oh, God, yeah.
Only about 4 years less.
All right, we're going to move to item number C, recording of city council meetings. Review a request from Sierra Town Productions to change the city council meeting broadcasts from television to internet. Discussion and possible action.
As I said, Bob Nally from Sierra Town Productions asked me about changing the meeting broadcast from cable channel 37 to the internet. It would be a decision of the city council because as we did a little research on this not too long ago in February, and I wrote a memo to the council members, it was in July of 2003, oh my gosh, that long ago, that we started with Bob videotaping council meetings to air on channel 37 on cable TV. I do remember at that time it was VHS tapes. And we started doing that, and that's what we've been doing all along. As most people I'm sure are aware, cable has changed a little bit, and there's been a lot of people leaving cable, and I think Bob now would like to address some concerns he has with New Day Broadband and explain to you why he's making this request.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I can't say because on television of what's taking place out there at the cable company. But our cable company is not being very successful. As a company that came in, it wasn't really a very successful company in the first place. From the beginning, they've never done contracts right with me or with the city or with this or anything else. They've never done anything right from nowhere to go. Well, now they're really, to put it in layman's terms, they're being pretty flaky. And I've got quite a few thousands of dollars of equipment out there that I don't want to be, I don't want it to get locked up and I can't get to it. Now, Julianne, she knows a lot of what's going on out there and everything. But my thing is as many people that are, I don't think there's that many people on cable and then on cable watching the city council meetings. I tried something for about a month. I kind of somewhat shut it down. I had music playing on it and everything. I just wanted to see what happened. I had 2 phone calls. What's wrong, what's going on? 2 phone calls. Well, I think the city's paying too much money for a handful of people to be watching it. Juliana says that, she's talked to a lot, especially the elderly people that do not have internet or so on and so forth, that they enjoy watching it. But I still think it's a lot of money to put out, for the fact is for a small amount of people. You can't do that. You don't spend $1,000 and use $900 every month. You can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. If you're not getting a return or anything positive out of what you're doing, I don't think the city should continue doing it. Now with the internet, I could do the same exact thing on the internet, take it all to the internet. You can click on it wherever you are in the world, any place you want. People who used to live here, they want to find out what's going on, they do it. I know a number of people who get our weekly newspaper sent to them every week. And if you're out of town and you want to find out what's going on, you can see the city council meetings. So it's unlimited what you can do with the internet. And so I've got to leave it. There's three things here. If you just keep doing it what you're doing on the table, which I'm very, very, very uncomfortable doing so. I do not trust this outfit whatsoever. And you know why. And I just can't see continuing that way, but you got that choice, taking it to the internet, or keep doing both, do the internet and the cable, or just drop the whole program completely. So that's got to be up to you guys.
The third choice is not a choice.
Well, I mean, it's a choice, because right now we're in a time where the city's looking for places to save some money. I mean, my budget is that I get paid yearly is 1/10 of what you should make to do this, and it always has been. Because I did it for so long for free, and I just enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed getting information to the people. Well, over the years, unfortunately, and we can't say with this particular company, it's the times and everything. This company came in this way. And they haven't been real good for our community since they come in.
If you did it on the internet, would it be accessible through the city website?
Yes, it would be accessible through the city website, and then it would be also, whether you have a link there and then go right to my website, which will have it all archived. Will have all the current shows and archive shows back for about 6 months, and they'll see everything.
I'd like to see it go in.
Yeah, that's true. Now you guys need to discuss it. I just put it up to you. Now you guys need to talk about it, and the public needs to talk about it, see what they're feeling in it.
Well, I would like to say that I do have some information, and your concerns are founded. They're founded because there has been quite a bit of issues with the company across the way. It's no secret in town. It seems like they might be on the way out, so I understand what you're saying. I am in the process of taking over that building, which would change some things, and that might be something that we can take into consideration as well. On the other hand,
if you take over the building, what do you have to do with the cable?
Right.
That's not going to make the cable run any better.
No, that would give you a safe place for your equipment, but yes,
right.
Exactly.
It doesn't bring the broadcast to the people.
Exactly. Well, that is a concern.
And they're constantly losing channels.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to pay for the channel packages, so they lose channels. And so it's not...
My concern is for the elderly, the older, community members, because I have personally spoken to quite a few of them when I heard that, we were going to be bringing this up, and I can't tell you how many people have come to me and saying, oh, we can't hear it, how do we know what you're saying? And it is the older community members. They don't have internet, and they enjoy watching. That's the way they keep up on, what's happening in the community. So I have a concern for them, if we could maybe come up with a way.
What's the number of them that want to watch it? That's the thing, that's where it comes down to. We don't want to leave anybody out because of anything, but when it comes down to dollars and cents, you don't want to leave anybody out, especially the elderly. But what can you do? I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere.
Well, maybe we can come up with an alternative that would work for them.
Well, that has to be something that I could talk to you guys about as we do this. But it's up to you guys to discuss it. So
Any ideas?
Yeah.
A lot of ideas. Okay, I don't know who had their hand up first. Okay, Fran.
Well, Fran Rodebush, and there's a couple of elderly people sitting here that watch on the cable channel, and they don't have computers. What I'd like to see the city do is to have it on both until such time as something happens with the cable company. If they're on their way out, somebody's going to come in and replace them, probably.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I think everything's going to DirecTV and
but I'd hate to see them squeezed out.
Right. You can figure out a way to get something to them.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Chief Gadsby, just thinking on this, we have a couple of Wi-Fi hotspots in town already with our coffee shops and such. Perhaps our Veterans Hall might want to go ahead and create a hotspot there, so they, during senior nutrition, people could go in and have lunch and watch the meeting. That's a possibility.
Okay. Okay. Leah.
I'm one of the people in town that don't have cable, and I do sometimes miss these meetings and would like to watch and see what's coming. And the only way I can do is if I work at Loyalton, because they have cable. So I would like to see it go to the internet so it is accessible to me when I can't make it to a meeting or if I am out of town.
Okay.
Well, that's another way to go. Loyalton started out, Loyalton Sierra Brook started out with over 400.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Over 400 subscribers. Now they're way under 100.
Ouch. Okay. Okay.
Jeremy? Jeremy, your turn. Ladies first.
He's giving the floor to me. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
that's so nice.
What about possibly making copies either on DVD or VHS? It might cost a little bit more money, but overall it might be more cost effective to send them out to those specific individuals who need it.
Yeah, but now you're putting the cost and that burden on the elderly that's already got the cost of the burden. We got two old ladies.
I'm not saying that they pay for it, I'm saying that we provide it for them. And maybe we can recycle the tapes.
Like in Netflix, where it goes out to them if they request it?
Right.
Free of charge?
From who? Who would do that?
Who's going to say that?
Well, it was just an idea.
Oh, okay.
Attack everybody.
No, I'm just asking who would send it out? Well, actually, I was thinking maybe they could be put in Brenda's, in the video store.
Oh, that would be a good idea too. Unless, some elderly don't have transportation though, so I'm...
So how would you...
Well, I'm thinking maybe Bob.
Maybe Bob.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, we're just bringing up ideas.
No, I just asking.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Jeremy.
She had my idea.
Oh, that was her idea.
I like it.
Okay, Randy.
Bottom line, what would the city save by eliminating that?
Nothing. To go to the internet's going to cost. It's actually going to cost me more than anything's cost me now. But I'm already budgeted for the year, so there's nothing I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get more money, less money, anything. Nobody wants less money. But it's already budgeted for me to be doing for the next year what I've been doing. So the cost isn't going to change. But my workload is going to actually triple to go to internet. But I don't mind doing it to get it to where it belongs.
Because if we lose channel 37, then we're just out.
Yes, then we're dead with nothing.
Okay.
And the only thing, see, Channel 37 is a dead channel to them. It's supposed to be a public access channel, but it doesn't exist because they've never done all the legal proper stuff with the city, right? Am I right, Steve?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that, well,
They did.
well, I don't know if they have a PEG access or not, if it's up and running.
They don't. They're supposed, the original contract with the city was that they provide 2 public access channels. And they don't provide any. This station just has to, Channel 37 just happens to be a dead channel. And because they can't afford to buy a group of channels to place in it, because they're limited in what they're going to do. They're never going to be HD, they're never going to be this, they're never going to be that. They can't do it. And with the monies they're making, they can't keep doing what they're doing now.
Okay.
I'd like to make a comment.
Okay.
When Mr. Nally first started doing this for the city, he used to give me a copy on VHS, and I would convert those either onto more VHS and give them out to the people that have asked for them that I know that they need it, or copy it over to a DVD. Now he's given me many DVDs that I copy either way for the older folks that have the equipment. Some have CD players, some of them just have VHS players. So they keep happy with that Bob's supplied me with. But with this new system, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Anyway, he's got a stack about that much for me already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to convert those over so the people, my constituents, there's a lot of older folks in my area, and they like what they see. But some of them are older, but they catch up on them.
Okay, we'll take one more public comment. Fran?
Juliana, the part of the problem though is a lot of your elderly don't know how to run the VHS or DVD.
I teach them how to do that, Fran.
Well, right here.
I don't know these folks. I don't know them at all, but I would teach them how to do it.
Well, Fran, I can vouch for that. I don't know how to turn it on or off.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Randy, so it's not even, yeah.
Exactly. So maybe.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that it's, let's go ahead and get back to the resolution now. I do believe that it's something that we're going to probably have to change, but could we just keep in mind a way to take care of the older community, possibly with the internet at the senior nutrition and
suggestions.
the river bend?
Like that Wi-Fi thing was really a pretty good
that was a good one, yeah.
They can start having little get-togethers where they can watch them for the people who watch them. You know, play some peanut
Brings into another,
Can we
who's
stop
going to
the
supply the
chatter back
computers
there,
for that?
please? We're trying to conduct business. We can't hear with all you talking back there.
Okay. Okay, so then why don't we go ahead and,
How do you want to?
yeah, do we need to, what do we need to do?
So right
Leslie?
now, we have an agreement with Sierra Town Productions that he videotapes the council meetings and broadcasts them on Channel 37. That was what was originally agreed upon between the city and him. And that's what he needs to continue doing unless we give him different direction and come to a different agreement. And that's all. I wrote a little memo to the council not too long ago. We never even expect that we for sure are going to get a copy of a DVD from him. Sometimes we've asked him in the past, but it's not the city's record of the council meeting, and it's not maintained at the city. If we get lucky and we get one, sometimes somebody asks for one, I shoot Bob an email, can you bring one up? He does. But it's not a routine practice. So if we want to do it different, then we need to decide what you would like Bob's service to provide, and he's then willing to tell you how much he's going to charge you for that service.
Do you think
and then we need a budget for it.
Yeah, do you think we should leave it up to him and see which is going to be better for him? Because of his health, for one thing.
Well, no, don't worry about my health.
I worry about my
with
friend's
this.
health.
If I die, then you won't have to worry about anything.
That's what worries me.
That's
John?
I can be real sick and do.
Are you still helping him on that?
Okay,
I still film, yeah.
okay. Kurt?
I'd like to get a cost on doing internet and cable, or channel 37?
Well, I already said for the next year, it's gonna be the same
The
price.
same price,
Yeah.
but it's gonna triple your workload.
$125 a meeting?
Well, it depends on the hours, how much time is spent. It's take time. I've always charged by take time. I've never tried to kill the city on any of it. When I was first budgeted, it was low, and then it's gotten even lower because they keep taking a little bit more away. But
Excuse me, can we stop the chatter, please?
but
I
it's
apologize,
not.
but I wasn't sure whether I should broach this to the gentleman next to me or to you guys. But what about more hands-on volunteer help? Would that cut anything, make anything better?
No,
Okay.
because we shoot the video and then go straight to Bob for editing. And actually, if you went on the internet, it would cut a few steps, but it creates more work.
Well, let me tell you, explain the process. Okay, if I'm gonna put it on out at the cable channel, if I got an hour film, I gotta put that hour film into the computer. Then it's gotta be compressed down and put on the disc. So, and all that hour video comes out to be a 4-hour process to get it to disc, to get it to player. Internet is a 6 to 8 hour to get it on the internet. Which, like I say, I'm not out running the country right at the moment with my life, and
And if we were headed in the direction that Kurt was going, asking about doing Channel 37 right now as well as the internet, maybe as a phase?
I would have to raise some, yes.
You'd have to.
Now we're looking up to 12 hours for an hour of film.
Okay.
And now would be the time to start talking about that because
Yeah.
we're working on the budget. So if we want to do something that's going to cost a little bit more next fiscal year, then we need to know that to put it in the budget.
If somebody wants to promise me I'm not going to lose all that thousands of dollars of equipment I had out there, I would stay there. But I feel very, very sure that they're going to come up and lock that place up one of these days. And you know,
You get your equipment out of there.
You know yourself, because you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. But the fact remains that they don't own the building.
Right, they're just paying rent on it.
They're
but
just paying
they, I mean, I got thousands of dollars out there looking at the $1 million they have that they're going to end up losing. So, I mean,
You don't have to
then
worry
we don't
about,
have cable at all.
you don't have to worry about his equipment overheating because it's 49 degrees.
Yeah, they don't turn on the heat in there anymore.
They haven't played.
There's no heat. The gates are never locked. And there's some other things I can't say. I can't say it.
Yeah, that's okay.
You need to get your equipment out of there, Bob.
Okay.
Well, I think so too, but whatever the city council chooses to do.
Why?
My last thought is I think we ought to take it to the internet, but also in that process find a way to make the elderly happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do. We all got old people around us, and you can't make nobody happy.
Bob, if you went to the internet, couldn't you burn CDs or something?
Oh yeah, I can burn CDs when I put them into the computer. When I put it in the computer. Yeah.
Okay, why don't we stick with the motion right now, or the resolution, as far as getting Bob's equipment out of there and maybe moving away from Channel 37, but make a commitment that we'll find a way to take care of the folks who want to see it. Okay.
But we want to make it easy on Bob, too.
No. Working on the computer, I can sit there I can lay my head down and do that, which I do a lot.
He's a Superman.
That's because I can't sit up very long. Actually, I stood up longer than I should have. But that's going to get done. I don't have any problem getting that done. I can lay in bed and do it because I do it all on my laptop anyway.
Okay.
And so that's not a problem.
Okay.
Don't think of it, don't use my health as an excuse. I don't want you guys to.
Okay, you're Superman.
No. I'm just pissing them off, I'm not doing it.
All right, so then do we need to vote on a
Yeah, if you're going to
resolution?
change,
Okay.
because right now, our agreement, however informal it is, but it is an agreement, that he's going to broadcast these meetings on Channel 37. And if you're going to say, no, we're going to stop broadcasting on 37, we're going to move to the internet, and then make your commitment to try to resolve the issue, to keep working on some idea to change that.
Okay, let's go.
That's definitely a
Yes.
motion.
Okay,
What do you think?
so
Same.
we have a motion?
I make that motion that we do away with channel 37
And
Get your
make a
equipment out.
and
commitment
make a commitment towards the internet.
That stuff out of there.
Towards the older people. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you guys very much.
Yes.
Thank you, Bobby.
And I
Go
think
to
we
it,
should
Bob.
look at bringing a proposal of what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, bring it.
Budget workshop on the
Closed
3rd.
session, huh?
Yes.
I don't know.
We quit doing it a couple years ago.
Okay. All right, so we're going to move into closed session.
Kissing all you folks.